Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with a little bit of a fun video. I want to talk about the S21 Ultra and the Z Fold 2. Now these are basically the best and the brightest that Samsung has to offer right now, and they're both fantastic phones. I had my SIM card in my Z Fold 2 that I was using prior to getting the S21 Ultra, and I have to say that I haven't really touched this guy for the last basically 3 weeks since I got the S21 Ultra. Part of that because I've been testing it out, this one, but also because I've really been enjoying this one so much. And I'm going to kind of talk about these. It's not going to be a big spec war, but just talking about some of the practicality and why I prefer one over the other. So we're going to dive into that. But before we do, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take a look at these two phones. So like I said, I was using the Z Fold 2 prior to getting my S21 Ultra, and I made a video about why I regretted buying this phone, and I still kind of stand by that. Just because it was $2,000, I kind of find that I like the larger screen on the front as opposed to using this all the time. And yeah, this is brilliant. A 7.6-inch phone. It's basically like having a phone and a tablet in your pocket all at once. It is a little unwieldy. It's not my most favorite thing to use in this configuration. So largely I use it like this, with just the front screen. I'm glad they made it bigger and better than on the original Fold, but at the same point in time, it's still just a little bit narrow, even though it's fully functional. And then along comes this guy right here, the S21 Ultra, with this big, gigantic AMOLED display. I totally love it. 120 Hz refresh rate. Of course, you've got that over on this phone as well. They share that. They both have the big 120 Hz refresh rate, which is great. They have tons of power. They've got tons of storage and memory. I'm not going to get into specs. Like these things, they both are the top of their class. The best foldable on the market, the best Android slab on the market. So, talking about these two phones, they both bring a lot to the table, and they may be for two different types of users. One who wants to spend $2,000, of course, which, I mean, you can kind of get the Z Fold 2 cheaper now, and even Samsung has a way you can get it through their website and test it out for up to 120 days now, which they just announced. Totally crazy. So maybe that's for you. It's not something that they have as a carrier initiative, but it is available if you want to do it for the whole getting it through Samsung. Good trade-in deals too. So I was really getting to where I was enjoying this. I made the video, I talked about why I regretted it, but ultimately I paid $2,000. I financed this through the carrier, so I thought, let me use it some more, try and force myself to use it and see if I can learn to love the phone. And I really kind of did after using it as my primary phone for a couple of weeks. I love the battery life. I love the convertible ability that it has where you can use the front screen. And sometimes when you're lounging around on the couch and doing other things, it's convenient to open it up and use the gigantic screen. I don't like the aspect ratio for certain games and things like that. It's terrible for Boom Beach, which we all know I love to play. But it's nice for certain things like, Call of Duty Mobile. Pretty cool there. So, this is really expensive. And it's really kind of a novel phone still. It's still not quite into normal everyday territory for most phone consumers. Most people don't go to the store to buy a $2,000 TV. They certainly don't go to the store to buy a $2,000 phone. I mean, just putting it into perspective, some things that you can get. You can basically get a MacBook Pro, like a 16-inch, the base entry model. You can find them on sale for like $2,100, but still very similar in price. $2,000, $1,999. If you finance it, you're going to pay like $50, $60 a month through T-Mobile or whatever. So it's very expensive. It's very cost prohibitive, but it does bring a lot to the table. And it'll be nice when the Fold 3 gets here and has S Pen support because it will be even more versatile. So I was enjoying using it. I got used to it. I really love the official Samsung leather case that's on here, and yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about it. It's just not for me. I like having the all screen real estate all the time concept, which is why I gravitate towards the S21 Ultra. They both have insane power. They both have great performance, but what I get here is I get this big giant piece of slab phone to use all the time. It's not like I'm using this all the time because I pick it up and it's convenient for me to just respond and browse and look at things on the front screen as opposed to opening up the phone all the time. That's something that I don't really do a whole lot just because it's like if I'm working during the day and I've got my phone sitting down, I don't pick it up, open it, put it back down, pick it up, open it, put it back down. It just gets really repetitive, and I don't leave it just sitting out with the screen open. So that's kind of one of the reasons, or the main reason, why I kind of move away from the Z Fold 2, because I do a lot of typing. I need a lot of screen real estate so I can type and do a lot of multitasking really fast. That's where this guy comes in, because it gives you the best of all the worlds. It's always got a nice big screen like this. You don't have to worry about opening. You don't have to close it. None of that stuff. And then you've also got the S Pen support. So the S Pen support, normally I gravitate more towards the Note. I really like the Note lineup of devices, but being able to use the S Pen with the phone, and then you have the full air gesture support as well too, so you can use this, you can access the camera, you can use it for your selfie functions, you can do this air gestures and stuff. They did a really good job with implementing and pairing these things up with the phone. So it's like having the Note, but it's just different, and I really like it. I like that I'm not tied into the Note device anymore, because I can get the same functionality here, and the two lines have largely, honestly, in my opinion, kind of merged quite a bit. So these are the two phones next to each other, and here, let's go ahead and open this up. So you get this 7.6-inch display here when you're using the Z Fold 2, and it's really nice. I mean, this is a really nice way to use your phone. If you like having the extra screen real estate, if you like being able to do a lot of stuff on the big screen, but at the same time, you can go ahead and fold it up and go a lot lighter. This way you can easily put it in your pocket. And when you use a lot of heavier phones like the iPhone 12 Pro Max or the S21 Ultra, that's not really that big of a factor. I mean, phones are just really bulky when you get to the 6.7, 6.8-inch screen territory. So yeah, when you put both of them side by side, the S21 Ultra does have some things that are more appealing than the Z Fold, because it has better cameras overall, fantastic camera capabilities, battery life, you've got 5,000 milliamps instead of 4,500 milliamps, but when you use the smaller screen, it helps save the battery. And then power for power, ounce for ounce, yes, you've got the Snapdragon 888 in here versus the 865 Plus. There's a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it's the end of the world. They both have 5G. Both entry models, of course, this one only has 12 gigs of RAM. This one has 12 or 16, depending on what configuration you get. So very much similar on paper. There's not a whole lot of a difference when it comes to performance. It really just comes down to the form factor. Do you want something that can also be a tablet, but you can carry, and it's in this narrow form like it is now? And also, I do like the fingerprint sensor on the side. But then you got this guy over here where, like I said, I'm always using my phone. It's not always convenient for me to open the screen up and use the Z Fold 2 in the big tablet mode, as I think it's intended to be used more than this. If you look at it from this is the primary screen versus this is a secondary screen, it makes more sense to have a regular slab. But if you look at it as this is the primary screen and this is the secondary screen, just for convenience, then that's a different argument, and maybe you might want to go towards this. Both of them, very solid options. Of course, the price points are hugely disparative. I mean, you've got $11.99 introductory price versus $19.99, not factoring in any sale deals or trade-ins or any of that stuff. I mean, it's basically like $1,000 difference. So you get the flex mode that you can do with the screen on here. You can do some other cool little features with it. But at the end of the day, at its foundational core difference, having the ability to have a gigantic screen, I think this is good for media consumption. I think it's good for multitasking. But again, you also get the S Pen over here. So there's arguments to be made for both. And this is not a straight up spec or feature comparison. It's more of like, which one do you want? And for me personally, it's this guy right here. And I feel bad because this one's just riding the bench right now. I have to figure out what to do with it, because I've been wanting to go back and use it some. And I should probably call this video, I don't miss my Z Fold 2. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be what the video is, and we'll go back and have the life lesson, because I should have said this at the beginning. But yeah, that's what I'll call it. S21 Ultra versus Z Fold 2. I don't miss my fold. But you can see there are very, very different reasons for owning these phones, and you can see that there are different benefits that they bring to the table. And also, the cameras on here are very capable. The Z Fold 2 does take good pictures, has good video properties, but this one right here really, I think, takes the cake in that department as far as video. I love the S Pen. You get a great big battery, you get a beautiful screen, 120 hertz Quad HD Plus, all that jazz. And yeah, it's like $900 cheaper. So if you're looking to pick one of these up, now is probably the best time, because they have such great deals on the Z Fold 2, especially now with that 120-day kind of tryout policy with Samsung. This is not sponsored, by the way. I bought both of these with my own money. So, buy what you want, buy what you enjoy. But yeah, I just wanted to sit down and kind of talk about these two phones and the differences between them and why it is that I like the S21 Ultra as opposed to the Z Fold 2. Of course, the Z Fold 2, very good phone. And I even, of course, like my Z Flip 5G, which is my favorite of the three. But this one just offers so much more that it's been so compelling that I haven't taken my SIM card out of it yet. And that's kind of where I'm at. Really love the S21 Ultra, and I think that they did a really good job with this phone. But this one's good too. So if you want one of them, hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has given you some insight into the reasons why I prefer one over the other. But as you can see, there's arguments for both, and it really depends on what lines up with your individual needs and your lifestyle choice for which phone that you want. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.